with CM Punk hyping up Daniel Bryan's AEW debut and an update on the altercation between Charlotte and Nia Jax. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for September 2nd. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. While Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg had much control over the inner workings of NXT, that could change according to Bryan Alvarez. As he noted on Wrestling Observer Live, "I've been told by several that when they got back to live shows that this will be a Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard production. I want you all to remember that, and I want you to watch that show if that is the case. Because I was told repeatedly by fans that Vince had to be booking NXT for over a year now, and I told you that Vince wasn't booking NXT, and you didn't believe me. Well, it appears that very soon he is going to be in charge of NXT. Despite McMahon and Prichard now having a hand in NXT, Wrestle Votes reported that after talking to sources regarding NXT, the day-to-day operation isn't changing that drastically. Still very much in the hands of Triple H, HBK, Regal, Bloom, etc. However, the look of the weekly TV product will have a Vince & Co. stamp on it. I expect it to be subtle to start. Then, NXT will resume live programming on the 14th, as it'll be interesting to see what changes come to the black and gold brand. With WWE releasing over 100 staff members and superstars, GameBiz has reported that the company has now dissolved Japan GK, which served as the promotion's Japanese division. This apparently took place yesterday with the write-up translated from Japanese reading. It turns out that WWE Japan GK has been dissolved. Yesterday, all employees agreed. It was revealed in the public notice of dissolution published in the government bulletin dated today. It is a Japanese corporation established by the American Professional Wrestling Organization, WWE. It was running the Japan tournament, but the WWE Live Japan scheduled for July 2nd to the 4th this year was cancelled. Conor McGregor is one of the most popular MMA fighters on the planet, as his entertaining presence has always seemed like a good fit for WWE. Talking about this on That Scene, John Cena was asked how the former UFC champion would fare in WWE, as Cena replied, "He'd be fantastic. He is what we do. It's a little less predictable. Our surprises are getting people to show up at random and weave the choose-your-own adventure into a different alley. His surprises are getting a few teeth knocked out or getting an operation. Not to say that this doesn't happen with us. Mistakes happen, but in his profession it's not a mistake. I hope he makes an appearance because I want to see it. At my core, I'm a fan. He's interesting and have a gravity about him. I want to see him perform." When it comes to the match between Andrade and Pac set for All Out on Sunday, it will not be taking place at the pay-per-view, with Andrade now set to face a mystery opponent. According to Meltzer, he had heard one of the matches would be pulled from the event, and the reason was similar to Sasha Banks' absence. Andrade and Pac is off the pay-per-view. They're going to do the match on TV soon. They said it's travel issues. I think it's the same issue as Banks, because that was certainly the word that I got. Yesterday, I was told that there was a match on pay-per-view that was not one of the top 3 that would be off, and lo and behold, today Tony Khan tweeted right around when Dynamite started that the match was off due to travel reasons, which sounds like a weird reason. This leaves a perfect opportunity for AEW to debut Daniel Bryan, as he is no stranger to facing Andrade. Reportedly, Sasha Banks is not cleared for a return, as the real reason for her being gone and Pac being pulled is unknown. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, CM Punk talked to the New York Post and was asked about Bryan's expected AEW debut, with Punk responding, "That's somebody that I look at and go, man, wrestling him was always fun. It was never a headache, and God, I would like to do that again. I would like to do that again soon. It's a big deal. The guy was in the WrestleMania main event. He's freshly removed from TV. He's a big deal. He's a very, very big deal, and I think that signals to pro wrestling fans that this is the place to be. This is what I want to watch." With Adam Cole's WWE contract expired, he is now one of the hottest free agents on the market. Apparently an email was sent to inform staff that Cole is no longer a part of the company, but that report is in question. As it was said on Wrestling Observer Radio, I know people who have not seen it, and I have actually asked a lot of people in the last couple of days who all, if there was a memo, should have seen it. That's not to say there was not a memo, but these are all people in WWE who should have seen it. Like one person absolutely 100% has to without saying who it is, and he has not been told Adam Cole is gone. This speaks more to miscommunication more than anything else. Being a free agent, Adam Cole could choose to re-sign and head to Raw or SmackDown, or he could make the jump to AEW. While CM Punk's AEW debut was a momentous occasion, Kurt Angle feels that Brock Lesnar returning to WWE at SummerSlam took away some of that buzz. As he told Wrestling Inc., anytime you bring in Lesnar, it's a huge deal. It definitely took away some of the buzz that was created when CM Punk and possibly Daniel Bryan joined AEW, but those two were big names too. I think WWE did enough damage control by bringing Lesnar in that I don't think it will affect them much. But they did lose Bryan and Punk, who I'm guessing was never going back to WWE, so that didn't really matter. Punk has been appearing on Dynamite and Rampage following his debut, with Lesnar not being seen since making his return, as the Beast is expected to face Roman Reigns in October in Saudi Arabia. Speaking on Table Talk, WWE producer Devon Dudley gave his take on the reported worked shoot between Charlotte and Jax on Raw. A lot of people suspect Nia and Charlotte got into it heavy. I even heard some reports that they were beating each other up in the back. Number one, they weren't beating each other up in the back. Something happened in the ring, they handled it the way they handled it, and they got over it. It's as simple as that. They got over it. Were things done in the ring? I think it's obvious. No dirt sheet writer can put me on blast and go, well, Devon said, no, everybody saw what happened this past Monday. It got a little rough. It happens. It's not the first time, but of course, everyone is making a big deal out of it. Jax was able to get a clean victory over Flair, with them more than likely set to face off at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. There are many legends that Sami Zayn would love to have the pleasure of facing in the ring, as he told The Bump that he wants to have a dream match against Rey Mysterio. I know that GOAT term is thrown quite loosely these days, but he truly is. For what he is, as far as a cruiserweight, he's so much more than that. But if we want to pigeonhole him and call him a cruiserweight, bar none, the best of all time, we never really got to mix it up. You said we mixed it up on Raw about a year ago, but it was only like 2 minutes or something like that. Yeah, he caught me. He caught me quick. I think it was in a gauntlet match. My mind is a little hazy at the moment, but he caught me with a quick one. On Busted Open Radio, CM Punk said had he not left WWE, he might have died by now. I made a very important distinction in my first promo. Here's when I left pro wrestling, and now I'm back. And there is a distinction. The other place will tell you and they'll beat you over the head with, we're not pro wrestling. So why do you want to go to bat for that company and say that it is? Some people just pick their weird heels to die on. I don't hate wrestling. I don't think I ever hated wrestling. There's a lot of funny rumors about me, and there will continue to be rumors, a lot of great rumors about me. I figure if everybody likes you, you're probably doing something wrong, because somewhere along the way you're going to piss somebody off. That's what people like to call WWE drones out there that aren't going to like anything I have to say about the company. So I try to limit what I do say, but everything I do say is the truth. I was going to die, you know what I mean? Because in my head I was like, what would Harley Race do? He would keep going. There's only so many times you can get hurt and keep going. I was never given time off after an elbow surgery, a knee surgery, narrowly avoided a hip surgery. It was always no, we need you, and it's nice to be needed, but they will run you dry. I was on that path, and I watched too many friends get swallowed up by this business and drugs and everything else that they thought they had to do to keep going. I was a cycle breaker. I took myself out of it. I've never really been proud of myself about a lot of things, but that's just a real life thing that I was proud of myself about. I took a step back and I was like, they're not listening to me. I'm sick, I'm hurt, they're not going to take care of me. I had to take care of myself. It caused a lot of drama, lots of silly baggage, but I'm alive. I woke up this morning. It sounds dramatic, but it's not BS. I would have kept going until I literally could not go anymore. And then what? Then I get posthumously inducted into a Fugazi Hall of Fame? I don't want that. I want to kiss my wife and walk my dog and enjoy things. And like I said, I know that there's people out there that will be like, this is BS or dramatic. It's not. And I implore anybody out there that if you're unhappy with anything, you have to do what's best for you. That was 100% the bottom line. I wish there was a support system, but I was mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally just in pain. And if I didn't get out of there, I wouldn't be here right now. After fans were concerned for wrestling star Daffney Unger due to her being emotionally distraught on a live stream, TMZ reported earlier today that police were unable to contact her at her residence, as Shimmer has now confirmed her passing. We are very sad to have to announce the passing of Shannon Spruill, aka Daffney Unger. We are posting this at the request of her family. Please respect their privacy at this trying time. I will miss you, my logical sister from another mister. Daffney has had runs in WCW, TNA, and more, with her final match being on April 10th of 2011, as we wish her family the best during this time. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.
This is a Chucky Beat production.